All right, and real quick, how are all of you doing out there? I just want to go over these facts real quick, man, because people really have had a hard time grasping reality. Again, I'm a certified genius, so whatever I tell you is always going to be sound advice, and it's going to work every single time. Like I said, it's a gift and a curse. I'm never wrong. So, what I want to address real quick as a whole on a public level, okay, as to reality of, you know, what's happening here in the world, okay? You have to understand something, man. This is basic reality, right? Reality works one way, and that's it. It's never changed. It never will change, right? This is all basic common sense, but a lot of people, especially today, lack common sense, okay? Number one issue, the millennials have absolutely no future. None. Do you understand? So that's number one. Millennials have no future. It's absolutely pointless. Like the whole process of anything, whatever you pick as a career, all this stuff y'all talk about every day, how y'all act. Like, let's say you're in a city, right? And you go try to find a job. It's so irritating, dude. So you try to go find a job, right? And you sit there and you do the same back and forth every day over and over again, right? The same 1 2, right? Pay your rent, go to work, be a wage slave, stay in the same position forever, but then act like you're doing well and building. And then some people, they stack a little bit of dough, a little bit of money. So what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. I told you all my predictions, they've all come true. You're not going to ignore reality, okay? I've been right about every single prediction I've made, and I'm going to state some more right now. Again, we are entering the greatest depression this country and world has ever seen, okay? And today, you got your first real sign of that, trying to blame it on Trump, okay? Now, it may have a lot to do with Trump. It may have everything to do with Trump. Trump is a puppet. So, whatever they want to happen, right, they're going to implement and do regardless. Okay. So if they're doing it, you can pretty much bet that it's going to be intentional, right? And it's just that simple, right? So here's the process of how that works, right? You got to understand everything that y'all talking about, it doesn't exist. It's all null and void. I want to know where's the confusion on here because there is no confusion. Everybody knows reality, right? Like I said, the Dow, okay, which means the the stock market, which I told you I'm a financial connoisseur, I'm an expert and the best stock investor to ever walk the planet. Just like in Vegas, I went from 5 grand to $23,000 in one day off blackjack. I've done what nobody has ever accomplished in this world because I have a gift with intuition and I'm just smarter than you. I don't care who you are. Okay. This is why I've made and spent more money in my life. This is why no one can come close to what I've accomplished. And that is reality. I don't care who feels what way about it. You feel me? So at the end of the day, right, the point is this: people tell themselves what they want to hear, right? People tell themselves what they want to hear. People, most people, it just seems like they kind of, operate in their own guise, their own delusion, right? But at the end of the day, what have I told all of you this entire time? And have all my points not been proven? So what that means if the Dow drops 1,700 points, okay, even Coach Eli said this, okay, and said that basically Trump, right, has just basically like destroyed every retirement account in existence, which is basically true. Okay, I mean it is true. So again, you're proving Tyree Sneed right. So when the man who I was talking to had just told me, what did he tell me? Remember? He said, what I tell people is, life is hard already. If you don't have money, it's going to be like even harder. It's going to be like hell on earth. I disagree. I disagree strongly, and I think that I'm proving that. I don't think I know I'm proving that, and I've already proven it. No, that's not how it works. See, when you chase money, finances, you have to understand how money works. Money works a different way than what y'all think. Having money means nothing. It doesn't work mathematically like, oh, you just stack some chips and you're good. No. Every single person in the entire world now is now poor. That's the reality. And one day, just like that, that's how quick it can happen. So, like I said, the playing field is now not even. Again, I was already ahead of all you people who talk about cash. I told you holding cash is for suckers, right? Did I say that I want stock investments right now? At any point, did I say that? Let's quote me and see if I ever contradict myself. Did I ever say I wanted stock investments right now? No. I said when Christina is with me, right? My best, like our best option together, and what I want to do is put some money in the stock market, meaning about, I'd say around 300,000, like I've had in a bank account before, right? And I think that would just be perfect. And let me run it, and I'll be the hedge fund manager, and I'll build that up, and we'll put our work funds in there. I'll invest the work funds into the proper stocks. I can invest the whole portfolio in the best stocks money can buy, which accumulate dividends to the point that we can live off those dividends. And that'll be our fallback fund, right? For if we ever run into financial trouble at any point in life in the future. Okay. So, having said that, I messaged Christina about it today, but she's going through something, and I'm here for you, and I love you, right? But she's around. She responded. She's going through something very hard, and I just want you to know I love you more than anything, and I'm right here for you every step of the way, like I said I'd be. So, you just got to understand. How do I put this? Like I told her, I messaged her today and I told her, this is perfect for us. Because, see, this is what I knew what was going to happen. And this is what you people didn't get. I've just been holding out this entire time. I knew this was coming. I predicted it. You can go back and listen to every show I did. I've been talking about it the entire time. I said, this will be the greatest depression this country and world has ever seen. I've been waiting for this moment. Okay. I've been waiting because I knew it was coming. See, you don't understand reality. So all that money talk, like I said, all that money talk just completely got proven wrong. All the money talk is it doesn't exist, because if you had money right now, so all these people who are wage slaves who work 9 to 5, you were wasting your time. If you had a retirement account, if you had a 401k, if you had any savings, if any of it was in the market and in stocks, you just lost everything basically. That's how easy it is. But I'm not a genius. Like I said, no, I'm never struggling or anything like that. Nah, I'm doing well in my own regard, but I know how to move and when to move and how to do things effectively. Like I said, this is not a time, this is waiting season for me. This is divine by God, divine appointment. But what you have to understand is I'm not supposed to have a whole lot of money yet. And that was exactly why. Because, like I said, I would normally invest it in the market. Thing is, man, y'all don't see the signs that I see. Like, have y'all ever heard of that Illuminati card game? You know that every card comes true, right? In reality, did y'all know that? Because it was made with somebody who knew reality. They already knew what was going to happen. In that Illuminati card game, you can go look it up, okay? With the New World Order and all that, everything I'm against, and devoted my life to standing up against them, okay? But I know everything about it because you have to study your enemy to defeat your enemy, correct? So the point here of what I'm saying and what I'm stating is this. There is a card on there that says stock market crash. I knew it was coming. I knew it hadn't happened yet. I think it's coming right now. I think that was a small part of it. I still don't think that's the whole or gist of it, but that was a big enough impact that, I mean, that's a complete crash already, basically. I think it'll happen to all of them, NASDAQ, Dow, all of it. I think it's all going to plummet. Now, see, here's the catch. When Christina is with me in person physically, right? When she gets through what she's going through, which she is, right? And she finishes negotiating, everything is done, process is done, and she comes to me, right? And then we do whatever we want. I have to look at the market and I have to use my intuition and decide is what time will be a good time to do this, because we don't have to make the move right away. I need to look and study the market and try to figure out the patterns and understand, do I think this is a good idea right now? Because we for sure don't want to put now, I mean, we're going to have more than enough money. We're not really going to have to worry. But like I said, I don't, it's not going to be a primary thing right away anyway. That's the point. But my point is, over time, I want to do it. And I have to make sure it's the right timing, because we don't want to go put 300,000 in stocks and then see it just crash, you know what I mean? And then potentially have it never make a profit. Now, the thing is, since the market is already in the process of crashing, it would be the perfect time to invest, would it not? See, that's how it works. Like they try to teach you like it's opposite, buy low, sell high. Sometimes that's works. There's different philosophies, man. A lot of people, they bet on stocks when they're down. I don't know how to do that. I never have. I literally don't do that. I don't short stocks, never have. It's all irrelevant to me. I just know how to invest, and I invest for the long term. To me, that's what investing is. If you're trying to short and do all that other stuff, that's just pointless. I mean, I'm sure I've done it. I mean, I've sold stocks, you know, I've bought and sold. I mean, but I never took my time to learn the lingo or care, because you don't have to. See, that's the thing. If you're a genius, you just figure out the system and how to use it to your advantage. You don't worry about all the little increment parts of it, because those parts are pointless and don't mean nothing. You see the point? So again, where is the confusion? I just proved to y'all, I said, you make money. This is how I make money, through divine law, through karma. Okay, so all the work that I put in, through what I go through, everything I've done as Batman, all the good that I've done in the world, it will come back to me. You understand? And since the rest of the world is making their money, let's be realistic, off a bunch of corporations who, again, I 100% believe they don't make their profit off of selling product, but off of child trafficking, correct? Which is what I'm here to stop. I'm here to stop child trafficking, right? Then that would mean they all are evil and they all make their money off of doing evil. So yes, at some point, all of them would lose their money, if they even had any, because most of it's fake anyway. That's why it's all just fake numbers. You know, Warren Buffett was never rich. He's a Mason, sold his soul. Another one who's lying. All they do is lie. They're all identical, right? So again, you just have to understand. I mean, you have these people who, that's what your system is based on, lies. And that's all they want to do is vouch for lies. On YouTube, you have a bunch of delusional people. The delusion is strong with this one. Okay? And they want to just talk and talk back. And I don't have time for it, because reality is one way, concrete, and that's it. I don't even let delusion into my ears, because that wouldn't be good for me or my health. Common sense, right? Listen, reality is reality. It's all proven in front of your eyes, right? And now all of you have to just deal with it. Have fun with that, because I have no problem dealing with it, because, I mean, it tends to work out to my benefit. This is the truth. So I'm going to say this again. Say what you want. This entire period of time, while you wanted to say this and that and all these lies, it accomplished nothing. And no, I'm just smart as hell and know what I'm doing. Why do you think I have a routine? Do you think I'm really easy to figure out? No, I'm unpredictable as hell. I switch things up, right? Why do you think that I move the way I do? Because I'm efficient and I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you got to understand, man, like the power that I have at home. And I'm just saying, bro, you know, these people, they talk so much about money, but yet all of them are broke now. That's reality. And that's what's going to happen. Just like they're going to keep raising the prices of food. If you don't know how to eat cheap and you know, prepare for and deal with inflation, you're not going to be able to make it financially. It's that simple. I don't care how much money you have. The price of food is too high. You know, price of clothing, price of everything. So why are these people on here acting like they're just the bee's knees and they're rich if they can't even afford a hot dog? Why are you trying to talk down on someone who's making every right decision and educating the entire world and the public for a living? See, that doesn't make any sense. You're a walking contradiction. You've been dismissed. Goodbye. See what I'm saying? If people don't have a point, don't talk. That's how it works. You understand? You don't just linger around and try to run your mouth. No, just don't say nothing. You understand? If you ain't got nothing real to say, don't say nothing, especially over here. Feel me? That's why I don't have a chat open and never will, because it's pointless. unless I'm trying to get Christina to send me gifts, which I won't have to because, she'll end up sending me some like a good amount of money, some real money to work with anyway, as soon as she's able to. I love Christina. She loves me. We work as a team. We do everything together. And that's what it's supposed to be. Y'all people jealous? Stay jealous. Stay mad. I don't care. I didn't ask. Right? I didn't ask nobody how they feel. I didn't say anybody got to like me, but I said all y'all going to respect me. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just proved, well, number one, all your Masons, they're poor. They never had any money, right? They sell their soul. They own nothing because they sold their soul. If you don't have your soul, you can't own anything, right? Your entire world, you'll continue to see decline financially. Every company will go out of business. All my predictions you will see come true. I will put every major record label out of business myself with my music, as I stated years ago, decades ago, right? And that's about it. You're going to continue to see the entire world decline because you're all evil, and evil people get what they deserve in this world. Welcome to reality, bucko. When you're just not a purely good person and you don't wish everyone well like I do, I wish everybody well and the best, man. I do nothing but help people. When you're not just a good, righteous man, you ain't never going to win. Feel me? Evil lost out the gate, man, and that's what Batman stands for. So, like I said, you know, people have done everything they can. Like I said, I came up against all odds, man. I mean, I come up against impossible odds every day. Me even being able to stand and talk to you and breathe is a literal miracle in front of your eyes. I keep my faith. I have faith in God. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's not about money. It's not about y'all talking about fake stuff. So all that stuff that you all said, again, just got proven wrong because none of you had money to begin with. And the people who, if they actually had any money, it's all gone now. Yeah, all of it. And they're going to devalue the dollar anyway, but they won't devalue it like where we can't use our money. Me and Christina are going to be filthy rich. You're just going to have to deal with it, and that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. We're going to be filthy rich. We're going to be able to do whatever the hell we want to do, and we're going to be helping people and rescuing animals. She wants to rescue turtles, which I'm very excited about. I love turtles. I'm a little worried about the shell and all that, but I'll get into that later. But I love turtles. They're fun, especially little baby turtles. I like baby dolphins. All the little animals I like. I love animals. So we'll be rescuing animals. We may be able to start a business with that. I mean, we'll probably just do it and it'll become a business. There's a lot of ideas and things we can do. We could do trucks. We could do, what was the other one? There's a couple of them, man. We could do snacks like candies, our own candy and stuff. We could do the security company. There's a lot of things, bro. But whatever we do, I can assure you it will be together and we will work together. You understand? And it's just that simple. So what you have to understand with me, right, is how do I put this? I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I had a better run than anyone who's ever walked the planet. You don't know my name because I didn't sell my soul and I didn't sell out to masonry. I made all my money independent, real capital. That's how you know that I'm telling the truth when I tell you I've seen more money than anyone who's ever walked on this planet. Seriously, I'm not lying. So when people want to talk to me about money and act like I'm not doing well, I've always done well. It ain't about money, man. Like I said, I'm literally basically retired. So what does it matter? It's the fact that I have all this knowledge. That's what people should be interested in. People should be wanting to hear what I have to say and what I have to teach because I'm the older guy now who has all the experience and knowledge about life. You understand? So like I said, I mean, I offer life coaching. I just don't call myself a life coach because I think it's lame and corny, to be honest. And it's just not what I want to be referred to. I keep everything through the Batman. Everything, me being Batman is what I do. That's who I am. I'm never going to change that. I got a download that said switch it up or something. Well, we'll switch it up a little bit, but brand consistency is very key and very important. You know what I mean? It's not that difficult, man. So, I mean, end of the day, this brand is not changing for nobody and nothing, of course, right? But that's really all I have to say on the matter. I mean, I just want people to truly understand basic reality, how it works, what it is, and that it works a certain way, man. You feel me? It works a certain way through the universal laws of karma. It will never change, and that's just what it is. You feel me? And that's how it's going to be every day, forever, no matter who you are. Feel me? That wasn't a bat, was it? It might have been a bat. So yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, man, I don't care what people think. I for sure don't care what people tell themselves. I don't care how anybody feels, and I for sure don't care what y'all tell yourselves when it's delusion. Okay? I don't care what anyone has to tell themselves. Y'all cope and deal with things the way y'all do. It's pathetic and you're weak, and that's my say so on it, and that's the end of it. Feel me? I've been nothing but nice to everyone. I've offered everybody help. Like I said, I offered some of these people record deals in the past for $1,000. They could have taken that opportunity. They could have been making music. Instead, they were all stuck on here and still are, some of them, doing these shows that are pointless for free. You know what I mean? Just like they said, they're all crashing out, so to speak, and can't even get no viewers in their little shows. They're all wasting their time and they're all upset and mad because I made it and I'm successful. Well, that's how it works. You're a grown adult, you know what I mean? And that's it. I don't even listen to half of y'all because, quite frankly, your content isn't content, and I'm not with what you're doing. I think it's very weird. You feel me? And it's just not right. I'm a good man and a good person, man. I'll always be the same person. Um, I just got a lot of love for people and humanity. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm just looking forward to the bright future with Christina and I. Other than that, um, I mean, what else is coming up? Easter, right? Isn't Easter coming up? Or did it already pass? I really don't pay too much attention. I'm always busy being Batman, but I'm pretty sure Easter is coming around, you know? I see the stuff in the stores. I could get me like some of those little, what are the little chicken candies? Peeps? I get some peeps. That'd be my way of celebrating Easter. I'm not going to do like a whole egg hunt or anything, obviously. I mean, I'm 35. I mean, I'd do it, but somebody would have to, put the eggs, set the eggs out for me, you know. But like, I'll probably get some peeps or something, some kind of candy and do that to celebrate. But my whole point is just people got to really get with it, get with the times. Like I said, the whole world will continue to lose all their money if they have any. So, see, money is about positioning, just like anything is positioning. And that's something I learned a long time ago. Just like you narcs are big on positioning, but you don't know how to utilize your positioning. So, you try to get positions that you think are power in companies and hold power over other people. That's not power. Power is through love and helping people. Just sitting there trying to like keep others down and the way y'all are, that's not power and it never will be. And that's why you'll never make it anywhere and never be successful and never be rich and be poor forever. Right? And y'all still can't afford a hot dog. So go fix that. So, like I said, people got their own stuff to worry about. They need to deal with that and worry about them and quit worrying about others. And like I said, God is just always there. I have nothing but love for God. And He continues to hand out life lessons on a silver platter. You feel me? So it is what it is. End of the day, every time you hear me speak, the truth comes out. Like Pac said, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. I know what I'm doing. It's destroying them, man. They can't deal with reality at all. None of them. Feel me? So at the end of the day, you just got to understand. I just proved everything I ever stated 100% correct because these people, right, are literally all bankrupt now and all broke. All of them. I don't care who it is. All the celebrities already were Freemasons, all that. Not to mention that your entire like promissory note system, all that stuff backed by the Fed and all that stuff, it's all fraud anyway. It's all debt notes. It's not actual currency. That's why they had the British colonists, you know what, and all that, because we're supposed to be able to print our own money. That's the actual truth. If you really like are an American and stand for something. So, that's the thing is like, we're in a serious time right now in the world. I just sit back and see what's going on and just pay attention and watch, and that's it. You know, that's about it. So that's what you're supposed to do and make your own moves for yourself. Like I said, I'm positioning myself the best that I can. There's trying to figure out if there's any opportunities on here I can create because there are none. I have to create them. And like I said, I'm in the middle of this and about maybe 2 other opportunities possibly on here. So I'm making my moves. Like I said, things are looking a little bit up, Like I said, I got the bike going. That's rolling nice still. Like I got somebody who's like my Lucius who can help me fix them if I have to deal with that and have to do it. I mean, I'm making moves, bro. Putting out a lot of content. You know what I mean? Like the check is already, I think, around $80, right? So we got to get this next $20, get this next check accrued, and just keep it moving. Just keep making money. Let people hate while we let that bread pile up and let it stack and keep on making dough. That's what the game all about. Feel me? People gonna hate, man. Can't do nothing about that. What you can do about it is how you react. What you can do is give them more and more to hate on. Feel me? Like I said, I run my own business, man. I'm extremely wealthy. I've succeeded in life and everything I've ever done, and I've succeeded as a whole in life. And these people are mad as hell, and there's no more coming online and projecting. You just got to be quiet and deal with reality that you can't handle. Because I succeeded, always. There was never even an argument on this. So what are you talking about? See what I'm saying? People is just very odd in general. Like I said, man, the whole country's been struggling this entire time. I don't know what y'all talking about. I've been doing better than like most of the country this entire time. And now even more because all y'all are broke now. All the people who were so-called rich, they just went broke. Straight up. You could say what you want, bro. And if you have money sitting in the bank, that still don't mean nothing. It means you're a little bit smarter, right, than the rest of these people because there's people who just lost millions. Okay, buddy? And what you got to understand is there's no guarantee that that market will recover, man. We're entering a Great Depression. At some point, that stock market crash is going to remain intact. It's not going to go up and down. It's just going to stay down for a while. Now, it will go up again eventually, probably, because it always does, right? But that's the point. The timing is just so uncanny right now. And just like I told Christina, because it puts us in a hell of a position. If we take $300,000 when she's here physically, not right away, it doesn't have to be right away, but let's say over the course of a year, right? Or let's say we're able to do it within a couple of months, right? I don't know how everything works completely. I mean, I do, but it's a lot of math and stuff, and I can't process all that at one time. You know what I mean? And I have a lot on my plate, so I have all my own stuff to worry about right now. And I have a lot to do. I'm busy as Batman, and I'm great at my job, right? So I don't have much time to take in other stuff or think about much, but I do the best I can, and I think I do a great job. You know what I mean? But the deal is, when she's here physically, I mean, as soon as she's ready and comfortable with it, and we think it's a good idea because we're going to make all our decisions together, it's a team thing. Everything we do is going to be a team, And her last name will be Sneed, and we're going to get married. So you just have to understand. The point is, I'm just saying, you take $300,000 as soon as we're able to, or we're still comfortable. Put that, because I mean, like, we're going to have more than enough over time. So you take 300,000, man, you put that in a brokerage account and allow me to invest it. And this is the thing too. When I invest it, I could take my time. You understand? I could just put some of it in some dividend stocks. You understand? I don't have to just be like, oh, let's put it all into stocks. You don't have to do that. You can just put it in as a lump sum, and then I can just do it one at a time and go through and build a stock portfolio. And I'll just have to put, some of it where it's in dividend stocks. That's the point. And like I said, there's no guarantees investing. There's no guarantees that I'll succeed, but I'm pretty smart and I think I can figure it out. You know what I mean? I know that we would have the best odds with me as an investor. You understand? And like I said, my goal would be to build it into a hedge fund. That would be the point. So it would really be like I would want to get more money on top of the 300,000 before I even start putting it into stocks necessarily. You know what I mean? But I'd be able to, I hope that it works. That's all. Anything I do, of course, I want to, I want it to be successful for her and for us, and for if we have kids. You know what I mean? God already told me, like, we're gonna be building generational wealth, man. I just keep my faith in God, man. I got faith in God, and I got faith in Christina, and I got faith in myself. So I can't lose. That's the truth. It's not that hard, bro. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, the entire world just went bankrupt, basically. Haha. And yeah, I'm laughing because I've had enough, man. I'm tired of people talking about money when none of you have it. Just like I said, it's like being in the valley and people trying to talk like they don't know reality. Man, all these people know reality, bro. All these fools are the same, bro. There ain't no money in the valley. They don't even have a living wage. So stop with this nonsense like there's some kind of other aura about me. My aura is I'm the most successful man that ever walked the planet, and all y'all jealous. And it's still the same thing, and it always will be. And I don't have to have a lot of money or cash for me to be at that point. I'm successful. If you can't process that, you just don't get common sense, and you don't know how to do math, and you don't know nothing about wealth or money or finances. All right, pumpkins. So that's about it, man. I just wanted to explain to y'all. I proved my point. I proved my point through and through, and I've 100% literally proved that money works a certain way, man. I proved that I know how finances work, and I proved all of you wrong, because if you had money right now, well, it's all gone. All the money just went bye bye. Okay? So, like I said, now is our time to emerge and come out of the game. And what did I just tell you that God told me? As a matter of fact, let me bring that up, because that's very important. What did I call it? What God told me is happening and occurring? A wealth transfer. Boom, there you go. There's the concrete proof that I am a divine prophet. I told you I sit at the right hand throne of God, because the next day, literally, you had the stock market crash, 1,700 points on the Dow. I'm a genius, man. Like I said, wealth transfers coming. All the money that the wicked has had this entire time, it's coming to me. It's coming to us, to Christina and I. Good luck, because the minute I get all this bread, like I said, I'm going out in the streets as Batman, and we get into it. All right, and I'm taking over and taking my country back. Easy.